Hello, welcome back. Congratulations, you are now in section 4. In this section, we're going to start learning about object-oriented programming concepts and how they are done in Java. So far, we have created classes in other videos, but we have not really learned what a class is for, what its true purpose is for, and what are objects. And we're going to be starting to learn those right now. Let's go ahead and create a new Java project for this section. We'll call it section 4. Hit finish. And we're going to create a new class. We're going to name it employee, and we're going to create a new package, java.section 4. We're not going to create a main method. I'll explain why. Hit finish. So what we have done is we have created a class called employee. What exactly is a class? A class is nothing but, there are different terms: blueprint, a template, something that's like a model, like a type. And an object is a real world thing, right? There could be multiple employees, John, Tina, and so on, right? But all the employees have some common properties like name, their job title, their salary, and so on. So what a class lets you do is to define those properties, right, that belongs to all objects of that type class, right? So that using this blueprint, you can create any number of objects, right? You could create even 1,000 objects, 1,000 employees that all share the same template that you define in the class. There are two main parts in a class. They're called fields and methods, or in normal terms, it's like a state and behavior, right? What are basically fields? Fields are the properties that we just talked about. We're going to start typing private. In the later videos, we're going to learn what this private means, but just for now, just follow along. Private string name. So what we're saying is any object of type employee will have a name, right? So we can also say private string job title. Each employee has a job title, and all these properties need not just be string, right? You can make it private double salary, because each employee can have a salary. So we created a class employee with three fields that define or that belong to an employee, right? All classes have something called a constructor. A constructor is a special type of method. So public employee, note that the name of the constructor is the same as the class name, right? That's what makes it a constructor. We'll do the parenthesis, and then we're going to say string name, string job title, string salary. I just noticed that this was a colon before. So, okay, there you go. So, public employee has three parameters that match the three fields, right? So it's basically a method which can receive these parameters. And the purpose of a constructor is to initialize the object, right? So if you were to create an employee object John, you will call the constructor and pass the name as John, pass the job title as analyst, and so on, and pass the salary like 5,000, 10,000, or something like that. So when these are received, we need to set them to the fields. Now, if you do name equals name, it wouldn't make sense. You'll get a warning that says the assignment to variable name has no effect, because we're not, there is an ambiguity here, because the property is also name, and the string parameter that comes in is also name, right? So how do you differentiate? There is a special keyword in Java called this. So when you say this, you're talking about the object that you're working on, right? So this statement means for the object that you're creating, set the property name to the parameter that came in, right? Same way you can do this dot job title equals job title, and then you can say this dot salary equals salary. So that's basically what a constructor is. Um, Type mismatch. Oh, sorry about that. There should be a double. Very sorry, because um, salary is a double, so the parameter should also be double. Sorry about that mistake. So that's basically what a constructor is. Now, apart from the constructor, right, a constructor is basically called when you create the object. We're going to see that when we create an object of this type employee, but for now, just remember that. But once you create the object, if you were to change the value of an employee, change the name of an employee, change the job title of an employee, or if you want to retrieve the value, right? What is the current object's name and stuff like that. We need we need methods to access these values, right? That's what we call a getter and setter. A getter basically gets the value, and a setter basically sets the value. Now in Eclipse, there is a shorthand for version or way to get it. If you go to source, generate getters and setters. So I did a right click, went to source, generate getters and setters, right? Eclipse automatically gives you the three fields that you're working with. Just do select all and then hit OK. So Eclipse created some methods for us. Let's see what they are. So for name, it created a get name, which nothing but returns the name itself, which is why the return type is string. Um, there is a set name, which receives the parameter name and says this dot name equals name, same like here, right? But the return type is void because nothing is being returned. So similarly, we got the get job title and set job title and get salary and set salary. So these are the methods through which you can access the fields, right? So any class that you create will have a set of fields and set of methods to access them. So that's basically class. Class lets you create a template with properties and methods, right? So you can create any number of objects for them. So if you made it this far, that's great. In the next video, we're going to create some objects from this class and see how to call these methods and so on. But that's basically what a class is. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.